Hey guys, it's Tori from Monogram Movements, and today I'm going to walk you through how to create dog bandanas. So if you go on my site, I have a few listed and I plan on continuing to add some. But if you click on one that you like, and you can see down here, I say you can purchase the dog bandanas from Seaside Sass Blanks. You can click right there, and there's your listing. And this is for 5 total. So once you add this to cart and you check out, you will save your design to whatever folder you'd like. You will get a zip folder, so you'll have to extract that zip folder. So you'll notice I have a file in here called dog bandana instructions, and then I have a dog bandana with no stitch along the side, and then another one with the stitch along the side. So you can choose whichever one you like. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to be using Silhouette Studio today. I do use a different version of Silhouette Studio. I use a legacy version, they call it. It's 4.3.370. It just works better than the newer versions. So I'm going to go back to the folder where I saved my digital designs, and I'm going to open that. And then I'm going to go into the file where the dog bandana is, and I want to include the stitch. So I just hold my mouse and I drag that out to my computer. Okay, so if you open up the instructions I have here, you'll see I tell you the size of these should be this amount of inches by this amount of inches. And then I tell you that once you print, the design is going to be a little larger than the blank you're using, and that is by design. That's to help you cover the entire blank and make it so that you don't have any white space. So I know the newer version of Silhouette Studio, they make the sizing really wonky, so that's why I include this. However, if you're using the version I use, it's already got that size correct. But let's, for the sake of example, just say we're using the newer version of Silhouette Studio and this pulls in large. You just want to lock this button right here, and we'll set the width to 10.01. 10.01. I'm going to hit enter, and that should automatically set that second number to 7.48, and you're good to go. Okay, so from here I would like to add a name. And I think I want to space out these numbers a little, or letters a little bit, so I'm going to go back to the text style, and I'm going to go down here to character spacing, and I'm going to drag this out just so it takes up more space since it's a shorter name. Okay, so I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to right click and select group so I can move everything together now. Now I need to fix my page setup. And I'm going to leave this on none, cutting mat on none, and media size. I'm going to print this. So this is 10 by 7, so you could print this on an 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to change this down to letter. And then I'm going to ask it to show my print border, and I'm also going to right click and select flip horizontally. If you already have your printer set up so that it does this automatically, don't do that step. And now I'm ready to print. So I'll go to File, Print. I already have my settings the way I want them to be. I also have a video on that. And here I'm just going to set print. Okay, so I have my design printed, and I did go ahead and press my blank for a few seconds on the heat press just to get any moisture out. And I'm going to pull this buckle as far as it can to make it as long as it can be. The reason being, I'm going to drop these buckles off the sides of my heat press so they don't get in the way when I'm trying to clamp my heat press down. So I pull that all the way over as far as it can go, and I flip my design or my blank over, and I'm going to put it on the design and get it placed where I want it to. Now I'm going to lift up each side just to make sure those dotted seams are covered so that they show up when I press the blank. When I've got it how I want it, I'm going to take my heat transfer tape that I just purchased from Amazon, and I'm going to secure it down with a tape. And now we're going to go to the heat press. So I've got my heat press set on to 365 according to Seaside SAS Blanks website for these bandanas. And I'm also using a hand towel. The hand towel is going to help me lift the bandana up more so that it gets an even press because the seams on the bandana are a little thicker. And then I'm going to put my butcher paper down on top of that so I don't get anything on my hand towel. And then I'm going to put my bandana down with the design facing up. Now I'm going to make sure the straps are hanging off the back and the front of my heat press so they don't get in the way of me clamping my heat press. And once I'm all situated, I'm going to close it and I'm going to press for 60 seconds. And then once it's done, I'm going to pull the tape off. And there's your bandana. So that's it, guys. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Be sure to join our Facebook group and check out our website.